say that rather.
Right, so there's issues for tracking progress for built-in wrappers to support the Python stable API as defined by PyLimited API. Follows from early work, and that's addition of heap types, which is closed. Oh. Which also concludes that the minimum Python that can be supported is 3.9, which is great because 3.9 is probably getting the final release this week or the next or whatever. Buildbots are green.
Yeah, it doesn't mean the death of 3.9 everywhere in the universe.
So if you're writing code now, you probably don't need to worry about 3.9.
That's true. Everyone has been very happy about finally getting to try out the match case.
Oh, was that in 3.10?
It was added in 3.10.
Oh.
Beware, beware.
So the goal is to generate wrappers for the Python stable API for 3.9 and later. There are 5 issues plus 3, which result from compiling the class C++ example using Python 3.14 and setting ABI version 3.14, which sets limited API to 3.14. Okay. Invalid use of incomplete type by type object. You need the name of a type, the dict of a type, descriptor set, and basic size. So all of these, well, some of these we could get by dedicated functions. Some of these we should get with PyType's get slot. PyType lookup, well, they're using a private function. Well, that won't work. So that needs to be done differently. Desker object, so PyDesker type was not declared for some reason. Gets a Desker as well. I wonder why they are using this.
So just to get the full understanding, the left side, the error message is like the person reporting that tried to build some example with stable ABI.
Yes.
And they weren't successful, and this is the thing. Like this is what's missing or not working.
Yes. So this is basically what's needed for Swig to start supporting limited API 3.14.
Alright.
Then we can extend that to 3.13 or however far we want it. So 1a was fixed here. Replace use of TP name by PyType get fully qualified name, which is only available in Python 3.13. Oh, and they have a backport for 3.13 for earlier versions, which is interesting. version hex is bigger than this, they use PyType get fully qualified name. Otherwise, they get the qual name attribute. And then they do the limited API. Oh, dependency on TP name. So there's one issue here. They're checking the Python version, which is the version of Python they build with, and not the limited API. So if they compile it for a limited API earlier than, I guess this is 3.14, it'll fail. But that's not a problem right now. So addition of weakref support to the built-in wrappers was made here. Weakref list support. It restricts built-in support to 3.9. Okay, so I guess all the other errors are still there to fix. So this is one thing we can look at. And then there's use PyTPFlex manage dict instead of tpdict offset for built-in wrappers. So this is for Python 3.12 and up, which have this PyTPFlex manage dict flag that you can use instead of using dict offset. Does that make any sense to you?
No, not yet.
Okay. So Python objects have a dict in which they store their attributes. You can get that with dunderdict. But it's only there for objects that have per instance attributes. So things like ints or none or whatever don't have a dict. And they don't even have space in the C structure for the object for the pointer to their dict. Right? Which means that if you create a class and you want it to behave like a Python class, so the instances can have their individual attributes, you need to reserve some space for the pointer to that object's dict. Right, in the struct that's used for the individual instances in the PyObject subclass. So traditionally, that was done by leaving some space for the pointer in your struct, and then setting the tpdict offset number in the type object, to the offset from the start of the object to that pointer.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. So yeah, that worked pretty well until the faster CPython team came and said that we don't always need a full dict for objects. Because most objects, so the dicts of most objects have a specific set of keys, like a specific set of attributes. So we don't really need to store all the keys in that dict individually for each object. We can store that once on a type and then just store the values on each individual object, which saves up some memory. But it also means that any code that assumed there's a pointer to a dict at this offset will now break.
Yeah, I understand.
right? So the current, so that's the reason why TP dict offset is kind of discouraged now. And instead of that, you're supposed to use PyTP flags manage dict. And what that does is it stores the dictionary somewhere else. And you're not supposed to ask where it's stored. It's just stored for you, but Python manages it for you and gives you some way to get the dict. And when you ask for the dict and it's not there, it'll create the dict object, give it to you. Otherwise, if you just ask for an attribute, it does something fast or memory efficient or so. Right? So instead of TP dict offset, you can use PyTP flags manage dict. There's PyObject generic get dict, which will create a dict if it's not there and give it to you. And this flag was added in 3.12, so it's not really usable for everything yet. If you use it, traverse function we must call that, and clear function must call that. Anyway, why is this in my notes? I don't know. It seems you don't really need it for limited API. Okay, maybe, well, now you know. Maybe you will remember why it's in my notes from back then. But I guess we could focus on these.
I have no recollection of seeing this before, which may be misleading, but I really don't think we were going through it before. So that's new. That's interesting.
This from June. How long ago did we meet last?
It may have been July, or maybe even June. I don't really know.
All right. So, do you have your Swig environment set up?
No. I haven't seen it. So. Minute. Oh.
I was doing something. Okay, I have Swig checked out or cloned, but I have no idea how to build it.
must say that I'm a bit surprised because last time we met, we were digging in the Sweek documentation looking for ways to build projects with stable ABI, and there was a chapter in the documentation about that, and there was a possibility to do it. So I'm not, at the moment, I'm not sure of the status of the support.
Oh, okay. Support stable ABI 3.4. And this was added in Swig 4.2. So this was added when was this released? 2024, so a year and a half ago. So I guess it's still very fresh and has some issues, and those need to be fixed. Okay, so should we fix Swig's issues or try compiling DNF with the latest Swig?
I think we have tried compiling with that option added, and that was successful. The issue was in testing that. We can, of course, focus on Swig. That's also an interesting thing. I have no idea how to do, so that would be a good thing to take a look at.
Okay. So let's go back to DNF. And how do you build a DNF?
Ah, that's a great question.
Oh, I have DNF4. Aha. So apparently we did try something. How do you install this? Make directory build, cd build, cmake.dot, and make, okay. cmake.dot. Now build directory is outdated. I make it, I cd to it, cmake dot dot, something is happening, and I make, and it does stuff. Are you generally following this?
Yeah, I am. I'm doing a different thing, a little bit different. So I patched the sources of RPM, of the DNF5 RPM, and I'm building it as RPM to see what's in it, how it behaves. The build generally works like it built. I'm not sure how to verify the results, whether it was built.
Does it have a check section? Does the RPM have a check section?
That's a great question. I'm afraid to check.
Come on, it's DNF. It's important.
If with tests, ctest. Is it with tests? This with tests.
Ctest output on failure make test. Args. Or in verbose mode, arg*-v. Okay, let me start putting that in some notes. You build it using Tito. Okay, well.
Something. That looks well. That looks.
Test Python 3 libdnf failed, and test tutorial subprocess aborted. Okay. Use rerun failed output on failure to rerun the failed test verbosely. Okay. Test tutorial subprocess aborted. That's not very verbose. Test Python 3 libdnf has an error, cannot load libdnf plugin enabled from this. What is that?
Why does the test relies on something on an absolute path?
Where's that coming from? libdnf5 plugin expired PGP keys. So this is something I have installed system-wide. libdnf5 plugin for detecting and removing expired PGP keys. Do I need that? don't. Maybe I'll want to reinstall it later. Okay, install. I did something on my system, and now both tests pass. Okay, that doesn't look like a Python binding issue, so I'll ignore it. So I guess what we need to do now is build this with Python like 3.12 and run the tests on the system Python, which, how do you do that?
Why 3.12?
Or something old.
Older.
Something old. Well, okay. This is 3.10.
Yes.
So this should be compatible now. This should now be compatible with Python 3.10 and above. So if I do make test blah blah blah, and somehow tell the tests to use Python 3.10, which I have. Okay, how do you do that? Yeah, I was using the makefile to test, and it runs cmake command cmake echo color. Oh no, this is just printing out running tests. I don't need that. User bin ctest, force new ctest process. Huh. Okay. Oh, and the V just added. Okay, so it uses ctest to run tests. That looks pretty regular. Now there's a test directory that says Python 3. If not with Python 3, return, find package required, and subdirectory libdnf5 and libdnf5 CLI. So libdnf5.
There is Python 3 executable. And it runs unit tests.
Command Python 3 executable -m unit test working directory. Nice. Okay, so if I put in user bin no Python, this should fail. No. Do I need to rerun cmake? Okay. So cmake dot and ctest. That's the way to do it. Okay, and if I go for Python 3.10, it just works. So this was built with 3.14, I guess. And tests pass for every Python version.
Oh, wait. If you just can scroll up a little bit in the output. Found Python free user 314.
Right.
It's
Because it says
somewhere else.
there's the find package.
Okay.
So it found a Python. Presumably it set the Python 3 executable command, but I'm not using that.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see what kind of, oh, there's a lot of tests here.
So 3.9 should fail.
Ah,
Can we fail the test suite? Oh no.
okay.
The tests are written in Ruby.
What?
The names of the tests they end with .rb. Oh no.
Oh, the Ruby tests are.
Oh, there are Ruby tests. Okay, we care about Python ones, and they are probably written in Python.
Okay, so there's test Python libdnf and test Python libdnf CLI. So test Python 3 libdnf 5 utils. Let's see if this file is important. Okay, this failed. Does it have any output? Yeah, it is using that. The Python I told it to use. It's actually compatible with Python 3.6.
In fact, looking at the tests themselves, I can understand why there are no issues. Probably the code is just so generic that it would work with maybe the whole Python 3.
Yep, the tests are running and the tests are running Python 3.6. So yeah, only packaging is required. That's a bit suspicious.
Is it? Like it? I'm pretty sure there is more to libdnf5 than what's tested here.
So this is a test suite called utils. There's also, I don't know, exceptions. Repo. I mean, there's a bunch of tests.
Okay, that's.
I just picked a random one. Put it in here, right? all passing.
It's cool. Drag and dropping right now. Wow.
Yeah, I found that out by mistake when I tried to drag the tabs, but dragged it out. Oh yeah, it's fun. Oh, I need to compile the PYCs for all the Python. That's why this is so.
Yeah, you actually can see all the Pythons we tried with.
Okay, without the PYC, I mean, there's a bunch of test files. So apparently it's compiled with the limited API. It's compatible with the limited API. So any bugs are actual bugs that we can't really find by running the tests. So what does this actually install? Is that installed in? No. How are the Python bindings for DNF installed?
In the context of RPM, there is a Python 3 libdnf5 package.
Oh, Python 3 libdnf5. Okay. And that is a few py files and a bunch of so files. And those should all be compatible. So if you install them for a different Python or make a symlink inside packages of different Python, it should all just work. The change was, of course, this one.
Yeah. So even when the naming of the SO files, if they were not built with the limited API, they don't have any kind of extension like in the name. They are just plain something.so. Is it because they are in the namespace of the package?
No, that's because it's CMake naming them. And I guess it doesn't know about the proper extension.
Okay.
I guess the proper extension would be .abi3.so, but the Python specific one would be .cpython314.so, and that's not present either.
I have, in the meantime, I have built DNF with and without the change, the minus the limited API. And I'm now comparing the contents of the built libraries, Python 3, libdnf5, and I can see that except for the changes that I would expect in between, there is all of the SO files have different MD5 sum.
Oh sure, yeah.
So yeah, they are different in their binary.
Well, yeah, they would be different. Is it a reproducible build?
I don't know. How do I? Take that.
Well, if you build it again without any changes, do they have different MD5?
Ah, that's a good question because the build takes like around 10 minutes, so I can spin another one.
Okay, I'll need to leave for 2 minutes. I'll be right back. Right, I'm back. So I think Swig works by generating Seasaurus, which could be different. So let's I'll try. What did I do? Slash build 2, and now I remove this line. And build again. See what's different. And build.make. Oh, it has the directory name in it. Hope that's not too common. It is common. There's some temporary files. But are there any?
Okay, that's a path.
Okay, that's Perl. We don't want Perl. Nothing against Perl, we just don't want to see it right now. There's a lot of Perl. And no Python. Oh, there's Python. So are there any output C files? What is this D thing? Oh, that's dependencies. And this looks like they're not just sorted differently. comps Python wrap CXX. So this was generated by Swig and it's exactly the same. There's flags.make, which differ only in the dpy-limited API. Oh, that's good. There's link.txt, and that's just the directory name. There's Python wrap CXX again, it's the exact same thing. Well, the limited API is a subset of the normal API, right? So if you use that, there should be no differences.
So it could be that this is just the only feature set that's been used by Swig?
Yes. Yeah, so if you compile with the limited API set, it looks like it just works. Which is a surprise. Wow. I guess DNF itself is not a Python program, right? No. It's just libdnf. Okay. Let's see, Python 3.13, import, what do you do? Import DNF. Oh, this is the main Python on my version, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right, so, so that's here.
Mm-hmm.
And that's DNF4. I should also have DNF5, right? That's the one we're worried about.
Uh-huh.
Oh, and I'm in the build directory. Ah, now I want the system one. I don't have it.
Oh, build a system.
Oh, it's libdnf5. Okay. So there's libdnf, libdnf5. Okay. So sudo symbolic link from this to this. And now I do Python 3.14 import libdnf5. And I have no idea what to do now. What does this do? Repo. Repo sac. Can you make one? No. Huh? Same error. Yeah. When it gets imported, it looks like it actually imports all the submodules. here we go. Something's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Where do we get a sig fault?
I hope we just haven't found a very serious major bug in Python.
So I have a hunch why this would happen. So if you don't compile with the limited API or the PyLimited API set to something, it will compile the same C source a bit differently. Right? If you define that,
Oh yes, this is our build 2, which was compiled without.
yes. No, this is not build 2. This is the system installation.
Oh yes, which was not the same
Is
thing.
it DNF? Yeah, it's from side packages. So this is the Fedora package.
This is built without stable IBM.
Right.
That we know for sure.
And there's a problem swig PyObject check, and this is not the address of a valid Python object. I can tell you that. Where are we? Swig Python get this init shadow instance. Slot TP init. Okay, apparently this is calling a Python method, which is then calling the swig Python init shadow instance. And whatever that is, I have no idea. Okay. Swig Python get swig this. Everything's optimized, so I can't really debug this. But yeah, something's misaligned here.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess your homework will be to get a copy repo up with PyLimited API, and then I'll try installing that system, right?
Okay. I've got it built on my system right now, but yeah, copy repo would be a better thing to carry from.
Yeah, just so we can poke at it.
Any preference about the target system?
Intel 64 bits.
Okay, 64 bits, Fedora 40, whatever. You are on 42, I think.
42, yeah.
based on the background. Will do.
So is 43 coming out?
Hopefully. We are in the final freeze phase, and there's no magic bump with the Python release this time. So we have no reasons to stop it or somehow block it. We're waiting for it. Yeah, October 21st.
Ooh.
Soon.
Wow, that is soon. That's in 2 weeks.
Yep.
So I should try to upgrade now, right?
Sure, that's the best moment for it.
I mean, it won't change anymore, will it? It's in freeze.
We have asked for a freeze exception for Python 3.14, which is not yet there in the repos. So if you upgrade it now, you will get release candidate free.
It's good enough.
If you say so. I will believe you. You're the expert.
I mean, not that much changed between the release candidate and the final release, did it?
I hope it didn't. I was briefly looking at the list of comments. It didn't look okay. So 3.15 comes out next week.
Which?
3.15, Alpha 1.
Oh, that's next week. Damn it. Yeah, I didn't make...
Any deadlines there approaching?
Well, they're already gone. Oh, it almost fits on my screen.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of documentation thing and some Windows, Macs, and Androids. No one cares about those.
Apple.
So
iOS got renamed to Apple after the release candidate. Wow, lots of docs. Lib is interesting, modules is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Really? Yeah, I think I can upgrade some of my computers at least.
Good luck with that.
But first I need to do some work in the garden. So thank you for today
Thanks.
and see you next